Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris. Thank you for joining me today. This video is going to be a little different. I'm not necessarily going to do a massive build, but I am going to install this new jet air filtration system. I bought this about 7 months ago before the building was even built, and I'm not sure why I've been dragging my feet to get it installed, but I'm going to show you my process to not hang it from the ceiling like conventional wisdom might tell you, but I'm going to mount it on the wall, and I'll explain some of the details on how we're going to do it and why you can do it, and where you should put it in your shop if you're going to do it that way. So without further dudes, like I've said before, let's go. Thanks for joining me, and hope you enjoy. This video is brought to you by Newair, appliances and more. See that? That is restaurant quality nugget or chewy ice. And which brings me to this week's video sponsor. Newair has been a gracious sponsor for this channel for quite a while now, and they are coming through for us once again. I'm gonna put everything in the description that Newair offers, especially this Nugget ice maker. It is a countertop variety. It sits on my refrigerator here in the shop, but if you're having a get together or who knows, whatever you're doing, a Friday night, movie night, plug this thing in, fill it with a gallon or so of water and wait about an hour, and you've got yourself restaurant quality ice. This ice, quite frankly, has a cult following in my opinion. My wife will sometimes only pick certain restaurants because they offer this ice. Pretty crazy. Anyway, everything's linked down below. I definitely want you guys to check them out. If you guys love this stuff, which I know some of you do, give it a look. Thank you, Newair. Thank you so much to you as well. And let's get back to this cool video. What? We're gonna start this project off by taking a few measurements. That way we can go to the table saw and cut down a piece of 1/2-inch Baltic birch plywood. Been meaning to do this for a long time to keep the air clean, not only for myself, but for the little ones running around this shop as well. Now I'm gonna give you a look at these brackets you have to install. Real simply, you just got 2 bolts and some lock washers, and there you go at the 4 corners. I'm then gonna take some strips of 3/4-inch Baltic birch, and I'm gonna install this what I'm calling the sandwich method. Basically taking the plywood and sandwiching it in between those 2 brackets. I am careful to make sure that that hole is lined up just right, and then I'm gonna take a wood screw and just sandwich those 2 things together. I'm gonna repeat the same thing on the other side, bringing in the help of an F-style clamp to really clamp it down to give me a nice snug fit. And then I'm just gonna screw at various points along the way, about 6 screws in total per side, giving me a super strong hold of what I'm calling the sandwich method. Yeah, let's go with it. After a quick sanding, we turn our attention to the other side. Now, I can't use a continuous strip on the bottom because one, the filter has to find a way in and out as well. So I've gotten 2 little strips, and you see I'm just doing the same method basically. And the reason we're doing it this way is I'm gonna show you this little clip. The clip has to have room to extend up. That way the filter comes out, you get it. So this method worked really well, and I'm happy with how it turned out. So, staying true to form, I am gonna be putting it on the cleat wall, of course. You guys expected no less, I guess. So we're gonna do that real simply. Just gonna put some glue down, clamp it in place, and I'm gonna reinforce this with about 10 screws. 1.25" variety, and then at the very ends, we're gonna use some 2-inch variety to make sure we join all 3 of those pieces together. Of course, a lot of French cleat systems need this backer piece for support. I know mine does. I actually have to install 1 more cleat above everything else. Using my 12-foot ladder makes really simple work of this. I basically tack it in place, and then I come back with some screws as well. So I don't use this very often, but when you do need it, it is awesome. One of these little magnetic armbands makes you feel like a superhero. My father bought this for me, and he said, you know what, when you need it, you're gonna need it, and he's right, 100%. I'm gonna link this down below if you guys wanna check this out. For jobs like this, when you're getting up tall, you have to really do something over and over again for repetitive screwing, I guess we can call it that. These are great. So taking extra precautions because this is a heavy piece and it's going up on the wall. Not just are we screwing it in place with 1.25" screws on the plywood, but right there, I've got some 3-inch screws as well on either side going into the studs too. Okay, so have I done something I can't do by myself? I don't know. I gotta get this filtration system up there, which is about 9.5 feet up in the air. I think I have a method to do it by myself. I'm not advocating that you do this. Of course, use your own buddy system, team lift, whatever you want to call it. I've just got me and the kids today, so I'm gonna try this by myself. The kids are not in the shop right now, just in case something were to go crazy. But I think I got a pretty good plan, so let's hope it works. Okay, here goes. So let this be a lesson. Having mobile workbenches is great in case you have to use them as scaffolding, which is what I'm doing here. I'm putting two up together, locking them in place, giving me about a 4 by 4 foot area to walk around, and I think I'm gonna be able to install this pretty well up here. I step up here, it's got me wanting to dance a little bit, kind of like Star-Lord. Definitely not quitting my day job or this YouTube career anytime soon, for sure. Okay, moving the filtration system into place, tip it up on its side. Okay, here goes. And here goes nothing. This is really anticlimactic. I mean, I simply lifted it up and rested it a little bit. Shimmy shake, there you go. Move it over just a little bit. And there you go, pretty easy. It was easier than I thought. Okay, so it's been a few days now, and I'm gonna tell you, it was pretty easy to put that up. However, it's been, well, about 3 days, and I realized that there's nothing really locking that in place. And I came across a video by, well, I gotta shout him out. His name's Clinton with Specific Love. You gotta check this guy out. He's got some awesome French cleat ideas. You think I'm the French cleat king with ideas? I don't even come close to the amount of thought that this guy puts into his French cleat creations. He just came out with a video where he came up with some locking mechanisms, and I'll link it down below as well. But it inspired me to come up with these. These are essentially going to just kind of screw in, and they're gonna lock this thing in place. I know it's probably not ever gonna fall down, but I want that peace of mind. Honestly, that's kind of what this is all about, peace of mind. Again, I'll tell you my thoughts about if I notice a difference here in a second, but let's go ahead and install these and check out Clinton down below. Oh, before I do that, this is totally random. That's a piece of black laminated plywood, and every time I look up, I feel as if it's a TV that's just turned off. It's messing with me. With brackets installed on either side, you can see it wedges the cleat in place to where it can't lift off, giving me peace of mind, and this project is in the books. Before I let you guys go, let me give you my thoughts about what the shop feels like, if I've noticed a difference or not in the last few days. Now, do I feel like my air is cleaner in here? Well, I mean, psychologically, yes, I do, because I know this is taking care of it. I can see the filter starting to cake up a little bit with some dust. Looks like you're gonna have to replace that maybe a little bit more than once a month, you know, contingent upon how much you use your shop. I will say this too, there is one added benefit to this that I didn't know was gonna happen, and it's a little bit of a cooling effect, meaning that the mini split is actually throwing air in this section of the shop around. This is taking it, sucking it in, purifying it, it's filtering it and then throwing it back to the mini split. It's kind of creating a bit of a circulation in here, which does give a cooling effect. I usually run this thing on about 74, and I typically can now have it around 77, and it feels about the same to me. So I'm not sure if that's psychological as well, but it sure does feel as if this doesn't have to work as hard with the nice circulation we're getting. All right, that's all I got. Those are my thoughts on installing a purification system in your shop. I recommend that you guys do this, if not for the peace of mind for yourself. Well, you know, I got little ones running around here, and for the peace of mind for them as well. Thanks again for watching. My name's Chris. I'll see you on that next project build as well, and I hope you guys got something out of this. Take care. Yep, this is why we install this, because we need the air clean for this. Oh my goodness.